What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Leftovers podcast. I'm Charlie,
I'm Joe.
and yes, it's a bit late. We were both working yesterday, and we can
We are
work
both
around it.
working, so we are.
Hard-working men.
We've had to work around it. We knew this was going to happen eventually, and
Yes,
it happened this week. So, but you are seeing it only a day late, so it's not too bad. It could have been worse, but it definitely could
yes.
have been better.
Delay days and nothing. It will not defeat us, but
Exactly.
we just work around them. So, guess we'll kickstart off with not really much football this week. Obviously, there was international duty.
Who gives a damn? Club football
game against the club, absolute world-class San Marino. You know, the toughest opponents around.
Yeah.
Informed team at the moment. Only got the record for getting beaten the most in international football history. So yeah, but we beat them 5-0, so that was on a good day for them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Ollie Watkins scored on his debut. Happy for him. It's a good goal as well. Jude Bellingham had a very, very solid game. He's working his way to try and get in the Euro squad. So good luck to him. Mason Mount, obviously, well, not obviously, but for those that you don't know, joint Xavi's record for most goals created, or not, or like big chances created at least. Biggest chance created, which was 8 in a international game. Yes, obviously he'll get Well, not he won't get criticised, but
why would he get criticised for that, bro?
He won't get
only 8 chances. What are you on? You may have joined Xavi, but that's just an absolute disgrace, mate.
8 against San Marino. You having a laugh?
Yeah, in fairness, it was against San Marino. Like, I would have expected that from somebody, to be honest.
Yeah. You probably will get discredit. You won't get credited as much for it as
exactly.
Obviously, you got Xavi, but
plus it is
Xavi. What can he do? If he sees a pass, he's gonna play it. So that's all you can ask for them. But I can't.
As long as to the right opponent, obviously.
I can't say you diss someone for doing a good thing. So you never know. But yeah, I'm sure the likes of Mount will be in the Euro squad, and unless he's injured, and Jude Bellingham has a good running in if he keeps this up, because he's doing well for Dortmund in the middle, and he's an attacking midfielder, isn't he? But he's
like a centre mid. Can be.
He's sort of like a holding, but he always seems to push up. But things we've got Mason, you've got Maddison, who obviously should get in the squad if he keeps up his form. He was injured at the moment.
Jude Bellingham's already a legend because Birmingham City had to retire his shirt number.
Did they actually do that?
Yeah,
I thought
they did do that. No, they did that. I don't know if they've unretired it. I don't know, but
because he's meant to be like the next, I don't know, Kevin De Bruyne or whatever. But so he's meant to be like a legend or something. Yeah. It's just.
Yeah.
If he does turn out to be, it would be stupid if he just becomes the next Danny Welbeck or something. But hopefully he has a good career.
So we're playing tomorrow as well, aren't we? England.
Yeah, against was it Albania or something?
I
think it's Albania.
It's Albania. Yes, it is Albania. Yes, away from home. Yes, it is Albania. God, your knowledge. You've got a big
Albane.
But yeah, not much to talk about football really, is there? It's international. Who gives a damn?
Exactly.
And quickly, we'll briefly talk about the press conference of Jake Paul, because he had an absolute stinker.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we don't really talk too much about obviously YouTubers and all that stuff. We kind of just stick to football and films and things like that. But we will still watch our YouTube. We're still
we're still big fans of the Sidemen and
that generation where we sit on our sofas and enjoy good content.
Gen Z. We are Gen Z, and we are proud of that.
Yeah, we're the last working generation sit on our ass and watch YouTube. Exactly. So there's obviously these fights that have happened. KSI has had his fight. It started off with Theo and Joe, didn't it?
That's mad, isn't it? It started from
KSI.
That.
I think that YouTube and TikTok event that is just popped up.
Oh, it's Team YouTubers versus Team TikTok. Yeah.
Do you think that would even happen if Theo didn't fight Joe?
No, I don't think it would happen.
I don't think it would happen.
The butterfly effect because KSI because even though that was the origin, KSI and Joe Rella was the thing that really sparked it all.
Yeah.
And that's what led to the call out of the Paul brothers, and that's what led to all the beef and whatnot.
Yeah. And then Logan getting absolutely humiliated in the London press conference, walking off like a pussy.
Oh yeah.
And then I love that.
Was that the first one or the second one?
That was the first fight.
Yeah. It was. Yeah. Because the second one was just weird. Like the second one, he looked like he had the mustache, he had the hat. It was just weird.
He tried to kind of do the complete opposite to what he did in the first press conference at like the big man, and really the first fight. He went to I think it was in LA, the first press conference, and it was kind of like it was more, probably about 60-40, 60 in Logan's favor because it's his hometown, but there was still plenty of KSI and JG fans there. Yeah. And then the worst insult was you're bad, like Walmart and all that crap they were saying.
Well, I remember the dad at the London one when JJ
ask your mom.
Yeah. Ask your mom about the two dumb children. And it's like, really? Really? You're like 50, mate. What are you doing?
It's like they were in LA. All the it was typical. It was American, and they're trying to do American TV bullying, and you're just you're bad, you're trash, and all that stuff. And you come to London, and then there's
it's all
hundreds of people just surrounding in and outside the thing, just 15, 16, 17, 18, all up to 20-year-olds just booing you and swearing at you and telling you straight up to your face, and people throwing shit from 50 feet in the air on buildings and stuff.
The UK is too elite, honestly. You come to
it's just built different. The fans are just a joke over here. So good.
We are just built different, innit? We
just back our own. America has so much conflict over there. We just back our own.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
But we have there's best support in the world, even if it's just football, anything. We just dominate.
We always dominate that stuff. Yeah. Anyway, back to the point in hand. Jake Paul
cherry picking another fight against Ben Askren. The worst, probably hand-to-hand boxing combat. Great wrestling, but it's boxing, so you can't exactly take Jake Paul to the ground with his hands like that, but and try and kick him and shit like that. But you never know, might turn out if Ben gets too pissed, just give him a little. This boxing shit ain't working.
I'll go back to my roots, bro. Screw this.
Imagine he just takes the gloves off. Screw this. He just completely takes him down on the canvas. 1, 2. Right, sorry, lad. Sorry, Ben. Wrong sport. I don't care.
But yeah, Jake Paul had a bit of a stinker at the press conference especially when it came to the face-off.
He tried to act the big man, and he's putting on all his act that he likes to do. And then Ben wasn't phased.
Ben wasn't
and then Ben just turned around, shoved him in the face.
Yep. And then Jake, I
don't know. He went for the body shot and kind of pussied out and slapped him.
Well, was he just trying to hit on him?
It looked like it, didn't it, mate?
Actually, you know what? Nice ass.
It's like he went for a body shot and he just went, I'm just gonna
just beat that little.
Almost as as good as you like your bacon patties, Joe.
Bacon patty. For context, I've just had a bacon patty before we recorded, and it was absolutely
bacon patty. But yeah,
I call it the patty. It's that good.
Yeah. We went for the body shot and he kind of pussied out and he clenched his fist, and then as he hit it was like, have you seen In Betweeners when Jay goes punches his uncle and then he ends up bitch slapping him instead?
God.
He did that. It's basically went to body shot him and then pissed, and then he kind of pussied out and hit slapped him it was the back in the back or their arse or something. But and then he didn't do anything, and then he didn't even move, and then he put all his might into a push that moved him one step forward, and then he was like,
at all.
What are you gonna do? And you could just tell in his face he just completely screwed
what are you gonna do,
idiot,
bro? Mate, he just slapped you in the face. What do you mean? But yeah, did you see as well? JJ reacted to it as well, and he just laughed at Jake.
Yeah,
he just laughed at him. But that's the ultimate fight we want to see: JJ versus Jake.
Yeah, it will happen. But
it will happen.
Apparently, KSI's going to have some a boxing fight, but have some get back to sparring and stuff like that, especially with everything opening up. Jake keeps saying KSI's ducking me, all that. We're in a different country to you, Jake. We're on lockdown, all that stuff. And he's like, well, you just get a license and all this stuff.
Yeah, and he's always like, this place
doesn't have a license in the UK. He has a license in LA to train, not in London.
And then he's googling it, well, actually, you could train here and it's fine. And it's like, bro, you don't live in the UK, right? Boris one's different.
Yeah, exactly. And everything's closed.
Exactly, yeah. Do we spell that out for you? Because you're that thick.
Yeah, closed in Jake's mind is spelled OPEN, like the retard. So
yeah, exactly, yeah. But yeah, we hope Jake loses. That's all we can hope for.
Yeah, but even if he doesn't, if he loses, the KSI fight is definitely not happening. Maybe KSI will take it just to embarrass him that little bit more, and just put the nail in the coffin.
If Jake does lose this fight, then it's just like JJ's just like, well, what's the point then? What's the point? Yeah,
you might as well just
you've embarrassed
yourself
yourself already, bro. Like, there's no point in me embarrassing anybody. Like, you know.
And then he cherry picks his fights, and then he goes and gets someone who actually has some boxing experience called Tommy Fury, who's Tyson Fury's brother or half brother. And then he calls him out, and then all Jake does is try and like bitch about it and basically just try and scapegoat around it by just making some meme about it, not actually answer the question. I'll fight you, Jake, anytime, anywhere, any place. You just name it, you call it, you sign the contract, job done. Or even if it doesn't have to make into a big thing, he can just turn up to his house or something
exactly.
And then he just bitched about it. Didn't even answer it, and then Tommy Fury replied and saying, "I asked you if you want to fight. You didn't say yes or no. It's a simple yes or no answer, and all you did was try and work your way around it. You pussy, you bum. End of story. Goodbye. You're a pussy." And then Jake didn't even reply to that. So, you know, it's just one day he'll get beat. He can keep cherry picking his fights. He'll probably fight some ex-Formula 1 driver next or something like that, and call him the world's best former athlete at the age of 60. But but you know, eventually he'll get beat, and then his ego will go down. Like maybe he'll get humbled, like how JJ humbled Logan, or at least
Can I just point out as well about Logan? He's definitely become a better person.
He has.
He's
had a few blips on the way.
Like I think he talked about it as well. Like he put a message out the other day. I can't really remember what it was, but like,
well, it was about JJ and Logan talking about, they did it together. They didn't do it like talking about each other, but they talked about the same thing about cancel culture and like
that was it. That was it.
Thierry Henry came off social media, didn't he?
Yeah. That and also that shouldn't be that shouldn't be the result of it. It shouldn't have to come to somebody physically having to remove themselves off the platform in order for them to. It
used to be punishments because people just got to start continue.
Well,
to go to other people.
The thing is people, stuff like this, people don't react. We're starting to go serious here. When the stuff doesn't get done until that thing happens. So, for example, like if there was like an incident and it led to some, like it would for like, I would use football as an example, like with the concussion thing, you know, stuff like that. It has to take somebody to actually be affected by that in order for action to take place. So it has to have somebody be concussed and be seriously injured from it in order for something to happen. And it's exactly the same. And it's like the same with everything else, like with the offside things and like how, you know, they delay the flag, and then there's always been the question of what if somebody gets injured, and then until the point where somebody does actually get injured, for example, like Rui Patricio against Liverpool, you know, Salah was offside, and that led to Cody running into Patricio and him with a serious head injury. Luckily, he's fine, but the point still stands of that anyway. But the fact is that many things in society, no action is taken place until that something bad happens, and that shouldn't be how it should be. It shouldn't. Go on.
I was just gonna say, like, things like social media, what they start to like eventually like respond with saying like, we'll do this and that. Like, for example, some racial abuse. They put, for example, monkey emojis in comment sections of black players, and then all they do is they say, we'll take this account down. That's not good enough. You can take the account down. All they're going to do is make another account, and then they'll continue to do it. What needs to happen is there's a solution saying that you should put all your details in to just log into an Instagram account, or if you've got an existing Instagram account already, they'll do an update where before you log back in, you have to put all your details in, so they know whoever does it. Say makes something like a racist comment or something on someone's post, they can then go into their account and find all their details, and then they can give an option. They can say they can expose them, or they can fine them, or they can even arrest them or something.
The thing I don't get though is I feel like they can do that. I feel like, you know, they have enough information.
I mean, they can do that, but they don't.
Yeah, that's
They
what I
think
don't
what they
get.
do is enough, or they just
And
like don't give too much
yeah,
don't give too much about it. Like,
and
they don't think
I kind of
it affects
understand.
that much.
I kind of understand that it will be difficult to regulate, but you would find ways in order for that to work. Yeah, that's not an excuse to be like, oh, it's hard to regulate. It's hard to try and stop everyone from doing it. Like, it's not if you actually you know put your effort into it. If you
Yeah.
actually put enough time into working out a suitable solution to it.
Mm.
And and like, it just shouldn't have to be the fact that people have to come off social media to get away from it. That shouldn't be the case. Everyone should have
Freedom.
freedom, and also have to enjoy the experience of going on social media. Everyone should have that equal experience of enjoying themselves, looking at all the memes and all the funny tweets and all the everything like that. It shouldn't have to be a thing of where people can't go on it because they experience this abuse and this racism and whatnot and whatever it is. It
And then you get things
case.
like that. It can lead to things such as like as deep as like and as bad as things like suicide. Look what happened to like Caroline Flack and that. Like she didn't get support. She just got like slammed in the comments.
And again, also that's a good point as well. Like with the Piers Morgan thing recently as well, with the Meghan Markle interview. And he was like, she's lying and she's telling fibs and etc. Like, doesn't matter whether she's lying or not. You help her. You give her help. You like, if somebody is saying this, you don't turn around and say she's lying. You turn around and say, okay, what can we do to help, etc. And you work together in order to make them feel better mentally and feel like if they are suicidal because they don't feel like they belong here, you help them by making them feel wanted and making them feel loved, etc., and making them feel like they have a place on this earth, etc. But
because even if they like even if like if Pierce came out and like he said what he said, like and one of his colleague or something that came out and basically confronted him saying like she cut you off because she's entitled to cut you off, but you didn't take that well, so you basically try and slate her because you were basically accrediting her like a year or two ago when you met her, saying that she's a lovely person and all this, and then like a year or two on and she's cut you off, she doesn't talk to you or respond to you anymore. She's allowed to do that. There's nothing wrong with that. She's totally within her rights to do that. If she wants to do that, it's her life, she can choose to do that, but he didn't take it well, and so he starts to slate her and the relationship and what she's done. Like, yes, people like have their like opinions on like what she's done, and obviously marrying Harry and like how they've moved away and saying they've cut themselves off from the royal family and all that. We don't know the true ins and outs, so I don't want to make an opinion truly. Like, people, we only know very vaguely, and obviously there was obviously that thing saying like Kate, she's in the Oprah interview saying like Kate Middleton, whatever her name is it Kate Middleton or something? Williams, Kate. Kate said that there was a story went out that saying that Meghan made Kate cry or something over something, and then the truth was Meghan came out and said no, it was the other way round, that Kate made Meghan cry, and it's just we don't really know. They read something or watch it, and it's not actually the person who they're actually it's talking about or writing about. That it's just someone's opinion, and then everyone just jumps on it, believes it's true, and then go and slates that person in the comments without even knowing the actual truth. And so things like that happen, and then because like of the color of her skin or anyone's color of skin, not even just Meghan Markle, anyone, it could be like a football player, for example, like they go and like racist in their comments even when they're playing in a game, like you saw like people like Raheem Sterling, things like that, and then you get like things like bananas thrown on the pitch and things like that. It's so bad.
Crowds making monkey noises, like it's awful, and it's not just racism as well. It's also like recently as well, where it's women,
just abuse.
It's abuse, but it's also recently another one is like women and like stalkers, I guess you could say, like people like when they're out alone and people following them and whatnot. And there's a recent thing where it's like not all men do it, and it's like the point is that I'm not I'm not going to do that. Charlie,
Point is,
as well as
yeah,
Charlie,
like,
of course you're not going to do that as well. But the point is that they don't know that. The woman doesn't know that. If I'm following a woman just because I'm going that way, it's not because I'm trying to stalk her or anything. If I'm following that woman just because I'm going that way as well, I'm thinking to myself, I'm not trying to stalk her, but she doesn't know that, and so you just have to, be aware of how other people feel, as well as because
let them know
Exactly.
comfortably that you are not, that's not your intention.
Yeah, exactly.
Like I saw loads of things like Instagram stories of people I know and don't know that are just share things on their on Instagram stories or whatever on social media, just saying, can you just do this? No, we're not asking much. We're just saying, can you just do this and this? Because like when females are walking out at night, it's more clear that like a female walking out at 2 a.m. in the morning away, like from a club or something, feels less comfortable than a man would, like an average man would, just because of the history of what could happen.
I know. I totally
it's just so bad, and that people are now, like, I'm not saying that people are finally coming out. It's been talked about for ages, but actually people trying to do something, that people like women like putting things in their social media and just saying, can you just do this and this, and like we can protect them, we can make them feel comfortable. We're not asking much. They're just it helps them, it makes them feel more comfortable, it just makes their life easier.
And again, the whole reason this whole thing has been brought up is because of a recent event where a woman was stalked and was actually killed from while she was walking alone out in the night. And it's just it just goes back to the point of nothing is done, nothing is said until this situation actually happens, and
they lost their life.
And it just annoys me that it's like, this could have been prevented if we're just not stupid and actually put in something in place where it actually does do it. Because why are we just like one life and it's like, oh yeah, we'll now do it, when we could have done it before? Like it like, if if you could do it after, you could definitely do it before. Like that's what I don't get.
I would actually, I've got a question for you. Would you bring back the death penalty in this country? I've got my opinion on this.
It depends on, to me, it depends on what it is. Let me hear yours.
My verdict is, overall I would, but for these reasons, and why I believe it would help this country. So first of all, the death penalty would only be used not in drastic cases, but only taken to like the serious, like highest court, and it's a serious case of things like multiple occasions of rape or murder, or
so it's
genocide.
Only really for the serious crimes, but then
and I would bring that back, and I would also extend life sentences as well, to maybe like 30 years or 35 or something, just because that way then people who are like criminals, and you've got things like stalkers and rapists and murderers, would think twice when they go out, because they just think in their head, what's the worst that can happen? I get locked up in prison, rather than now the worst thing could happen could be I'm actually going to get killed. I could get killed if I do this. Then they could even think more deeply, like, yes, their mind is like screwed anyway, like, why are you doing something like that, idiots? Like, they're just mentally ill or not right. Why would you kill someone? Why would you go out and rape someone or stalk someone or anything? Why would you do that? But then if you bring the death penalty and they think, oh damn, I could get killed if I do this, or if someone finds out and it goes viral over internet. With the internet around now, everything goes viral very, very quickly and everyone finds out about it. And my verdict on this is that it would help out, and obviously I think it would reduce crime. I think it would you would see a drop in, I don't have like hard evidence, but I seriously believe it would drop like murders and rape allegations and things like that.
I can see what you're saying, and I do agree with those points. I've just always been a person where it's like I would
want to use it, but if they get multiple times,
no, I know, I get what you mean. But I'm always been a person where it's like, I would, if somebody murdered somebody, for example, I would want them to be locked up for life, because I want them to have that them knowing that they have taken somebody's life, and I want them to go through the rest of their life hopefully that they're feeling bad about it, and that like they have done this to themselves. I feel like if you like, I get what you mean with like if you just give them a death sentence, or say bring back the death penalty, it will probably prevent crime, or some crime.
Reduce it,
reduce it rather. Yeah, just automatically stop. Crime's just gone down stopped. But no, but yeah, it would definitely reduce crime. Yeah, but I don't know. I feel like some people can actually be helped, and I feel like with the right help and the right treatment and the right support, some people can turn around and once they're released from prison or whatever their sentences or anything, they can have a better life, and they can they can have a normal life where they can find somebody and start a family and get a job, etc.
People counter that. Well, I would also use it for things like terrorism as well. Terrorists, like for example, like the Manchester bombing and that.
It's basically just for all serious crimes.
But
I get that.
But the problem with what you, like what you said, like that's what people would come out and say as like a counter argument for like what I said, why not to use it, and then I think people what would say would counter that would say people who like you said, they can live with the process, and then at the end of their sentence, if they're released, if they've actually survived prison, because like I know for a fact, like if you've done things like rape, then there's a good chance people will try and like hurt you and kill you in prison, because there's definitely cases of that, because like even prisoners, even murderers, they hate a rapist like that. That's the worst thing of all. People always say like rape is like the worst than murder, in like depending on like how like bad the
I think that is also true as well, because you are affecting, because you're torturing somebody. And
a lot of prisoners
they are still
alive. Like fathers and mothers as well.
Yeah, and that's true. And also
just think of their own children.
And it's also the fact that you are, with a murder. This sounds bad, but like with a murder, they will die and they won't feel anything else. Only the people that will be affected will be the family. But with rape, you are affecting that person, and they will be scarred for life. That memory will never leave their.
And sometimes they do get raped and they do get killed at the same time. But even if it's just rape, it's just so bad. It's such a bad.
But you see what? I get what you mean. Yeah. But
what I was saying, like people would counter, like saying like if there wasn't a death penalty, yes, they could live with the situation their whole life, and then when they're released, they can try and become a new person. What people would say to that would be, well, the person you murdered didn't get a chance to live their life, and because there was nothing wrong with them, or even if they were a bad person, they didn't get a chance to like.
I get that, but
why should you? That's people are saying.
I get what you mean, but I think like with murder, the minimum I would give would be a life sentence. I would want them to spend the rest of their life in prison. That's with murder, like because
if it was murder,
exactly what you said. They didn't get. You have taken somebody's life.
If it was mass murder, like serious cases of terrorism, or rape, or like bad rape cases, or multiple occasions of it, then I would most likely implement the death sentence.
But like
it was up to me.
Like with murder, it's not like I don't want to do a thing where it's like you take someone's life, we'll take yours. Then I want to do it where it's just like we'll take your life, but not physically, metaphorically, by just locking you up for the rest of your life, and you just live in prison, and you have all your you just have your whole life just taken away from you, and you're just left down to just crappy food, sleeping in a cell, etc. Just the bare minimum that you can have in life. When you can have, and when everyone else can have all these luxuries of like going to the cinema and etc. Stuff like that, going on holiday, etc. Obviously not right now, but you know what I mean.
Yes. Well, that's our points on that. Take it what you
want.
Everyone has their opinion on it,
that is a
went quite deep.
That was a very deep conversation. No, but you know, I
Um,
like that. I like that kind of stuff. I like that kind of stuff because it's a very serious topic, and I think it's quite good to hear.
It needs to be talked about more.
Yeah,
exactly.
exactly.
Because it's not just like the talking. Like all we can do is talk, but it needs to be
It needs to
like
action.
more,
I was about to say action speak louder than words. Action needs to be taken place.
Yeah.
We can only do so much as well, you know, in terms of action.
Exactly.
You know, it's left down to the government and whatnot to really
implement
this stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's move on.
Drift away from that. And,
I will. Shall we talk about the Falcon and the Winter Soldier now?
Talk about that first, or Line
yeah,
of Duty?
because I felt there is a point I made for Falcon and Winter Soldier that is kind of related to the conversation we've had over the past 10-15 minutes, and it was the scene where Bucky and Sam start to have an argument in the middle of the road, or in that, I don't know where it was, but then the cop car comes along and is like, is this, you know, saying to like Bucky, is this guy bothering you and whatnot? And like almost like about to arrest Sam, and it had to be that when Bucky was like, do you know who this guy is? Like it's Falcon, you know. And then the policeman was like, oh my god, I'm so sorry, like, I didn't realize it was you.
Yeah.
And that leads to you know, I said that the social aspect, and it just shows the issues with racism and the issues that
I was actually talking about that with my brother, like that scene, and they said that they started to like use like the Black Lives Matter movement and like black men jokes in this series.
We've definitely seen a lot more of that, but
like they used to, like they kind of drifted away that with like modern like film, but they used to do that all the time and not think of anything for it. Now they're kind of using those like joke scenes and like
they're using it as a way to
how it's like in real life.
Yeah, exactly. They're using it as a way to try and show you what it's like in real life and like how bad it is, you know, because you know all they were doing was just having an argument, and the policeman was like, "Is this guy bothering you? Like, are you about?" And the fact that it was like they only said it to Bucky. It wasn't like a joint thing. Like
consult Bucky and not Sam.
It wasn't like, are you both okay? Like, what's going on? Are you guys both all right? It was like, is this guy bothering you? And it's that kind of thing where, where it just shows that society in real life is just awful. But it's trying to show you that. It's trying to show you.
You could quite clearly tell what they were trying to do with that scene when I saw it, and I was like, that's quite clever.
Yeah. It was
using like a big platform, Disney Plus, that like millions and millions of people are going to watch.
Because everyone has access to it.
Used properly.
Because everyone can have access to it. Everyone, you know, millions and millions of people will be watching it. It's a good idea from them. Definitely. There was another point I was going to make about that, and now I cannot remember.
I think there was a couple of over like couple of jokes there.
That was the other point. Yeah, they had a couple of jokes about it as well, like when Sam was speaking to that kid as well.
Yeah.
But another point I was going to make was that because it's Captain America, it's a Captain America series. Captain America's always been about politics and whatnot, so stuff like this is I feel like we'll see a lot more as the series progresses, and I hope so as well, because I feel like they did a good job, you know, showing it off, these kind of issues, and I hope they do it again, and just show the world how stupid society could be at times.
Exactly.
In these issues. But yeah, now we can move away from this serious topic because
actually, with the episode, I actually did think it was a very solid episode.
Agreed.
We actually quite quickly into the episode, like we said like we didn't. I don't know if it was on recording or not. We were talked about like how quickly, because in the first episode we didn't actually get to see like Sam and Bucky together.
No,
but they kind of like got together quite straight away.
It was within the first few minutes. Wasn't it? It was like,
and they had a good reason to get back together as well. Obviously, can't remember the real name, this guy, but the guy who plays the new Captain America.
I
so
think
to
it's
speak.
I think it's John
It's
Walker.
Kurt
I have
Russell's.
put it. I have put. Yeah, it's Kurt Russell's son.
Yeah,
I will just double check if that is his name, but
John Walker's his name in the film, but it's Kurt Russell's son who plays him. That's what I'm about. His real. I remember his real name.
oh, his real name. Well, I can find it out in a second as well. Anyway,
Yeah. But yeah, it's Kurt Russell's son. Obviously, Kurt Russell's in
Riot
the franchise.
Russell. Riot Russell. Is that it?
Yeah, I don't know, right, Russell. I can't remember, but he's. I was surprised because I knew him from the film 22 Jump Street from with Channing Tatum and Jonah Hill. I was like, oh my god, is it?
Yeah.
But
yeah, John Walker, the new Captain America. First off, what are your thoughts on him?
him as Captain America. Well,
Yeah.
he certainly knows how to use it, how to use the shield, and obviously they gave him a bit of a backstory about all these medals and stuff and what he's
Yeah.
done for like the army and,
And
whatever it was.
that he's stopped 4 grenades, or he's like
Yeah.
covered 4 grenades with his body or whatever it was. I can't remember what it was, but yeah, how mad is that? Captain America ain't done 4.
It's probably like something else. Like it's probably something like because Captain America probably thought it was like a live nade or something. I don't know if it was. I didn't know if it was like a live nade or if like he actually knew it was like a dummy.
I think it was a dummy. Obviously, we knew that because otherwise
But, like,
there would be no.
whether he did know that.
Well, no. I know what you mean, but of course it was a dummy because otherwise he would be dead and there would be no more.
Because what I'm saying is like Captain America, when he
it's
like,
difficult
closed
because I
himself
think
with the grenade, he didn't know it was a dummy at the time.
in that instinct, I think you wouldn't think it's a fake. You would think it's a grenade. Because you wouldn't, it was like on the spot, wasn't it? It wasn't like they were like, okay, guys, we're gonna do a grenade test. All right, so just expect a grenade to be thrown in a minute. Like it wasn't that. It was like it happened out of nowhere.
Yeah, because in Captain America: The First Avenger, he was just talking to Thingy, and then he just went grenade, and then he just jumped onto it.
Yeah,
everyone else ran away.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I don't know whether was it John Walker? Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, if he did that, as in like he just generally thought it was a real grenade, or he knew it was a fake.
Well, bear in mind he's done it 4 times. I'm pretty sure at least one of them had to be real. But I'm pretty sure he would be dead. So who knows?
Yeah.
But
grenade.
Yeah. All 4 of them happened at once, and it was like one of them's real, guys. So just work out which one it is within the next 5 seconds. Otherwise, you're all dead.
Exactly, and he just got lucky. But
yeah.
So as a character, I kind of. I'm accepting his character. Obviously, he's starting to you kind of show where they're going with the character. But we know eventually that fucking Sam will end up with the shield because we've seen that in the trailer, or at least using it in scenes and things, or training with it at least. So those things haven't happened yet. So I'm kind of guessing whether they'll borrow it or take it back off John. But I can definitely see because John wants them to team up with Bucky and Sam, but Sam and Bucky were like, we've got different intentions. We don't work for the government,
exactly.
So we're just going to go our own way.
And whatnot,
we're free agents. So I feel like Bucky and Sam will still just be a duo, and they obviously said at the end they were going to meet in Zemo.
Yeah. Spoilers alert.
Yeah. But I think the audience know by now that we're just going to spoil it straight away.
I know, but we keep on forgetting to say it. Last week I think we did well to say it straight away, but this week no.
Yeah, but then obviously I do think we're going to see a lot more of John Walker. And I don't,
100%.
Whether he'll get killed off or not, I don't know. We might see him in future Marvel.
I have a theory about him, but I will say this for the record: he's
working for Zemo.
I absolutely hate him. I hate him. I don't like him. I don't mind him that much. It's just because of that he's trying to be Captain America, and then he came out saying, "Do you remember to Bucky and Sam?" He said, "I'm not trying to be the next Captain America. I just want to be myself and all this crap." And I was like, "No, because that's a load of BS." All right, I'm telling you right now, that's a load of BS.
No.
But from when they did that opening scene with him going out into the crowd, the fact that they already had toys of him and that peed me off, and the fact when they were doing the interview, he was like, I didn't know Captain America on a personal level, but I looked, I researched him, I studied him, etc. And he's like a brother to me, and I'm like, shut up. just shut. He's not a brother to you. Like, if Bucky said that, fair enough. If Sam said that, fair enough. You don't know this guy. Like, he ain't no brother to you.
I thought Bucky was just gonna smash the TV when he saw him on the TV.
Yeah, well, there was that bit where he did like smile a bit, like the classic one. Like, are you actually serious? Like, come on.
Yeah.
But yeah, like it just pees me off so much. And
everything
also,
he's done.
And also, I want to point out as well.
I didn't like that Sam took away the shield.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you a question as well about that in a minute, but
yeah.
With John Walker as well, judging by the time frame of how over the past 2 episodes, it seems like it's happened over 2 days since, in terms of Sam giving up the shield and John Walker becoming Captain America. I'm going to tell you right here, right now, there is no way in hell John Walker managed to learn how to use the shield within a day. No way in hell.
Yeah, I know, right?
Because Sam gave it to them. Let's say midday. If we say midday, that's fair enough. So midday, he then went around the museum, which had the shield in it. If you're then telling me that in midday next day that they managed to get the shield out of the museum, give it to John Walker, managed to train him with the shield to the point where he can throw it
just OP,
to perfection. and I get it. He's like the best soldier without the super soldier serum. I get that, but
it was smashed up by the
like he got smashed up by the flag smashers.
A little girl kicked your ass.
yeah. But the bit where like John Walker throws the shield. Is it Battlestar? Is that his? I don't know. Is that the guy for guy's name? But like when he threw the shield and it landed perfectly for Battlestar to land on it, I'm like, you don't learn that within a day. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that scene, that was BS. Like,
yeah,
that's bollocks.
I don't. You don't learn.
I get it's like made of,
vibranium. But like
vibranium.
But also,
it's also learn that.
Yeah, you can't learn that accuracy. I'm sorry, not within a day. But that scene with the trucks and that action scene, I like that action scene. That was quite a good one.
Yeah. Well, actually, do you think that kind of discredits Captain America? I thought that him being able to throw that shield like that kind of discredits Captain America, because I didn't want it to, but I think they're disrespecting his character in the fact that Captain America was famous because he was the super serum soldier who was chosen because of who he was as a man, and the fact that he could use the shield so well. And then you've got John Walker who knows how to use it in a day. He's just a normal human being with no super serum and just uses it like that.
The difference is he isn't as strong. So when it came to him trying to fight the flag smashers, that's why he all of a sudden just got beaten up that easily, because the super soldier serum is
it's just like using the shield. It was just like that's his icon, and the fact that he can just pick it up and just use it that well overnight, it was just like that didn't sit right with me.
No, I agree with you. I feel like if it, so what you're saying is if it took him like a few attempts until we actually,
I just felt like he could have been a bit I think he could have like used it to a certain degree, but not that well.
Yeah, I agree. I felt like maybe he had like, if there was like one or two mistakes in his throws,
just misses it and his friend dies.
Exactly. Yeah. Oh, sorry.
Shit, I missed.
Oh, sorry, mate. Oh no. But yeah, no. Like if he had one or two mistakes when he threw the shield, then fair enough. But the fact that it was just like always perfect, it just peed me off. But the action scene I liked in the.
I swear to God, if there's an action scene and he just goes and says, "I can do this all day," I'll just flip out.
I don't think he will. I think that's more.
No,
I think if they were gonna, I think they'll either leave that, or if they were gonna bring that line back, it'll be for either Bucky or. I think it'll be for Bucky. But no, the action scene with the trucks, I like that. Bucky's rapid, by the way.
He is, isn't he?
He is rapid. But also,
at least we know there's a new. Is it the Red Hand? Is it called the Red Hand? The gang. What's it called?
The Flag Smashers.
Is that what they're called?
Yeah, they're called the Flag Smashers.
Oh,
They're the group.
anyway, yeah. They got super serum, haven't they? All of them. They're basically like winter soldiers.
Yeah, they have all got super soldier serum. Yeah.
Yeah, but do we know how they actually?
We don't know
got
how.
that yet.
We don't know how they've got that.
Yeah, I suppose
but
we'll get the answers.
we would assume. One would assume that it was during the blip.
Yeah.
But yeah, we don't know.
But there isn't their aim to like go back, take life back to what it was like before the blip or something.
No. It was during the blip because they preferred it when.
Oh yeah, like that's what I meant.
When
yeah.
it was during the blip, yeah. But the what was I going to say?
And you could ask me about Sam's shield. Do you think it was?
Oh yes, that was a good point. Yes. So yeah, with when it came to the interrogation scene, there was the kind of Bucky, or well, just throughout, there was the Bucky Sam argument over the shield, and Bucky was obviously like, you shouldn't have given away the shield, and like you know, he trusted you, you know, it's his legacy, etc. He trusted you.
Sam was defense was like he thought it was the right thing to do.
Yeah, he was like, yeah, it was the right thing to do, etc.
And look what happened.
Yeah, well, that's with the benefit of hindsight. Falcon didn't know that. To be fair, he didn't know. He thought he was giving it up for the museum. He didn't think he was.
Yeah, he didn't know that
for another Captain America.
That was Bucky's point, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, yeah, but so I was going to ask: are you on the side of Bucky or are you on the side of Sam?
I'm on the side of Bucky.
I agree. Yeah, I think
just because of it kind of diminishes that. Not completely, but it kind of like makes the scene in the end of Endgame a little bit, you know, pointless in a way.
I don't think that. I think it's just that it discredits the.
It kind of makes it less empowering and sort of like, you're given the shield, you're given this iconic item, which is a symbol, like Captain America. That was his symbol. Like obviously he was Captain America, but his shield is like when you thought Captain America, you thought of his shield.
Oh yeah.
And he gives that over to Sam to use, and whether it's for himself or whatever, I don't know. But he gave it to Sam probably with the intention to use it when he needs to. But for Sam to like then kind of give it away, I understand it from his point of view, saying that he thought it was the right thing to do. He couldn't see himself using it. He just wants to be Falcon and work with the army, whatever he was doing in the first episode, which I understand, but I just think he should at least just kept it like for himself, not just given it away and for a display. I think he should have just kept it to himself, and then obviously if maybe like he can just use it whenever he wanted it or needed to, but just keep it at the end of the day, or just let Bucky have it or something, but just not give it away like he did so willingly, because obviously he didn't know like the John Walker thing would happen, but obviously it now has happened the result of that.
I think also though, if the John Walker thing didn't happen, and it was just kept in the museum, I don't think it would be as big of an issue, because it's not like somebody else's. Attempting to live up to the legacy of it. It's just in the museum. That's it. No one else is going to be Captain America. That's it. And it's not like you're ruining the legacy. It's just that.
Well, Captain America isn't dead yet. He's just old. Why don't he just come back and give him a little slap? Oh, give him his shield back.
Yeah, that would be funny.
You never know. We might actually like.
He actually might make a cameo and do that.
Yeah, he might because he's not dead.
He might just go to Falcon and be like, "You and
acting as if he's dead," but like they can still go and see him have a cup of tea and a custard cream.
Yeah,
like
all he is he's retired and he's just living out.
But he's still got super serum in him. So would he still be like pretty strong? Would he just be like?
No, because he's old, isn't he? No,
yeah, I think he could still. I still think he'd be the strongest 80-year-old or however old he is in the world.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I still want to see a series of like how he put all the stones back and decided to stay with Peggy, whatever her name was.
But
that would
another
have been cool.
Yeah,
or maybe we just get him back quick out to America if it all flops like from Adrian on. Anyway, what are you saying?
Yeah, just a couple more points as well about the episode. Now that they're together, there was a lot more banter between the two of them, I guess you could say. Like the big three. You know, Charlie.
Did you see the Hobbit scene when I said, "Have you seen that?" You know what I don't get about that scene? Where Sam Wilson asked him, "Have you seen the Hobbit?" It was in the airspace one.
Yeah. I wanna. I just want to see, because what year did he say it came out?
No,
1937.
he said he read the book, which came out then. That he said he read the book, but I think Sam was intentionally, have you seen the films? And then Bucky was like, I've seen. He was like, I've seen it. And then Sam goes, you have? And he goes, yeah, I read the book or something.
It doesn't matter. He still knows the story.
But what I don't get is obviously.
Wait, what? wait.
Martin Freeman plays the Hobbit, and Sam knows that that he meant, have you seen the Hobbit films? So he obviously has seen Martin Freeman as the Hobbit, and then Martin Freeman was a character in Marvel. So what's going on there?
Okay. Well, anyway,
it doesn't work, Joe. It doesn't work.
Charlie, don't worry. They've already done that with Star Wars, so it's fine. So the Hobbit was released in September 1937. So Bucky, it can technically be right, but it says that only 1,500 copies were made, and they were sold out by December of that year. So Bucky must have been very bloody lucky to get a hold of that book.
Yeah, well, it's one of them franchises they probably didn't look into quite well, and obviously the fact that
they were like, "What year did the Hobbit come out? 1937. All right, we'll go with that." How many? Don't worry about that.
Is the Hobbit, and Sam has seen Martin Freeman as the Hobbit.
Yeah, but that's like Samuel L. Jackson talking about Star Wars when he was actually in it, like, you know.
Yeah, I know, but like, it's just even that.
It doesn't matter.
Why?
Anyway, it doesn't matter. But there's a lot more banter between the two. It's like the cop duo type stuff, you know. Another point I made is there seems to be a bigger villain or character behind the scenes, because when the Flag Smashers were going into like their hideout, or whatever.
I don't think they worked for Zemo. I thought that at the start.
I thought it was Zemo, but I feel like they would still team up eventually. But
yeah. They got an intention just to like at the end just to like not team up with Zemo, but just get information from him about like how the super serum has come about in the blip.
Who knows? I don't know.
And then I don't know, because he's got his black mask, because he's ultimately going to end up being bad.
Purple mask, Charlie.
Yeah, whatever it's called. And just
What do you mean? What's called? It hasn't got a name.
What did I say? Did I say black? Did I say black?
You said a black mask, and I'm like, it's a purple mask.
Oh, yeah, purple mask. Yeah, I knew it was purple as well. I don't know why I said black.
Yeah,
anyway, yeah.
No, go on.
Yeah, so I don't know, because from the trailer it seems like, and from the comics, Zemo obviously is ultimately a villain.
Oh really? So, I wondered what he was playing in Civil War.
Let me finish my points, Joe. But I want to. It's kind of got me like. Obviously, I want to know what happens anyway. But obviously, the fact that their intention is to go and get extract information from him, like what he'll do. Maybe he'll not double cross them, but say he'll help them. And I don't know. It'd be quite cool how they play it out with what they've only got 4 episodes, so they kind of need to hurry it up.
Yeah. But they seem to be a bit longer than WandaVision, so it's fine.
Oh yeah.
But
still got that 7-minute credit scene, for God's sake.
But yeah, like I was saying, anyway, there seems to be a big villain behind the scenes, because when the Flag Smashers went into their hideout, the woman, the gal, got a message that was like, you took what was mine.
Yeah.
I'm going to kill you for it, or something like that. I'm going to find you and kill you, or something like that. Like it was like Taken, but in text form. Like, I will find you and I will kill you. And it's like it's less threatening when you message it.
Yeah.
But there seems to be a bigger villain behind the scenes. So it'll be interesting to see where that leads. Probably nowhere, but we hope. I've also put as well that I feel like Bucky may actually just throw a punch at John Walker at some point. I genuinely feel like Bucky will get to the.
And he goes,
yeah,
oh!
Yeah. It'll be like a punch.
What was that for?
It'll be like a punch, and then he'll say to Sam like, "You can get the shield now," and then they'll pick it up. But and another one to finish it off, because we want to end on a funny one. I do find Bucky's stare a bit of an issue. It does seem a bit of an issue. He just constantly stares. It's a bit creepy.
Just trying to do that,
It's a bit creepy. It's kind of similar to like the close-ups from the first episode. I hated them. Sort it out, Buck.
I don't mind it. I think it's kind of funny.
Do you know what? You know those close up I'm on about though? When they were when it was Bucky and the like it was just so close, and it just constantly went back and forth, and it wasn't like they just constantly was close up. I'm like, zoom out, I'm too close.
And then they had the scene where they're just like talking to from that woman like therapy session.
Yeah,
closer.
Yeah.
Closer.
And it's like you having a staring contest.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You can see like at the start of Marvel, it wasn't really like they didn't really go down the comedy route, and then over time they kind of made it a lot more comedy because obviously it got them the views, and obviously it relates to the kids and made them laugh, and it's kind of funny. But I don't like it when it's just overflowed with comedy because the main genre is meant to be action and stuff. Yeah, but they're kind of balancing it out quite well.
Yeah. Oh, I've got to make one more point actually as well. But I also think that by the end of it, or at least somewhere through the series, John Walker will actually turn bad.
Do you think it's like works or has some relations to?
No, I don't think
the organisation, or he's just like another baddie?
I think he'll just turn against them and be like, you know what?
Screw it.
Yeah, like I feel like because from what it looks like,
I think we'll see him again in future films or series if he doesn't die.
Yes, definitely. Also, I want to point out as well, I hate the fact he uses guns. I forgot about that. He shot somebody. Yeah, I hate that. Because it's just not Captain America, is it? But yeah, let's.
He's not meant to be Captain America. He just wants to be John Walker.
Exactly. Good morning, America. It's just fuck off. And also as well, the entire there's like it's a full stadium full of fans as well, isn't it? Again, it was only announced probably that day that he was Captain America. So that even makes the fact that they've got toys even worse. But also, I'm pretty sure there would be at least a few people in that crowd that would dislike him and be booing him or something. The fact that every single one of the people in the stadium is like, yeah, Captain America, fuck off. Just fuck off.
Yeah, and I think they're just trying to build him up so like the Americans just. Their country is just like, oh, let's get behind John. Let's completely forget about the real Captain America and what he did and just save the whole bloody universe, or at least help to, and then just put all the bloody stones back. Just did a hell of a job. Oh, no, let's forget that. Let's just let's get behind this new John Walker, who's just an idiot who shoots people. But I feel like he could be an asset to it if he doesn't turn bad. Like you think, I think he might turn bad. But if he doesn't, I think he could actually be an asset in terms of like he could be like the male Black Widow because he seems to have some fighting ability in him. But I need to look up the comics. I need to see if actually Captain America does become John Walker does become Captain America in the comics. Actually,
or
don't know.
As
he might be,
or as Sam
just another hero,
or as Sam called Bucky the White Panther.
White Panther.
Or
the White Wolf.
And then Bucky was like, it was actually the White Wolf, and then Sam was like, what? Wait, what? They actually gave you a name? What the fuck? But I think it was a solid episode overall anyway. And there's a lot to try and there's a lot of loose ends to tie up before they end the series. But I'm sure they'll do it.
That's expected. Two episodes in.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
You're going to have things that's unanswered questions.
Exactly. So yeah, but
let's move on.
Speaking of episodes, last week, the new series of Line of Duty. Charlie and I are fans of the series.
Yeah, I got told to watch it. Obviously,
yes.
Didn't realise it started back in 2012, but I managed to binge it already for the new season 6.
Season 6
started last Sunday.
I can't remember too much.
Neither can I. All I know is at the start of every season, obviously we start off with a new case in terms of murder, really.
So
and it's kind of based around that.
So this one there was a murder.
But they're all linked.
Funny enough.
It was a murder, but it was based like a year ago, wasn't it? With some black woman or something. I think it was. It was nothing like. I think they were on about like a case that happened a year ago.
Yeah, because they went to the apartment, and they were trying to find the killer, but then they got caught up with like a different crime, and it was like somebody like trying to steal stuff from a shop or something.
Down syndrome. You remember the guy from the first one, the guy with Down syndrome. He one who they
yes,
hid
that's
the
what
body in the fridge.
I said. Do you think that's him?
Do you think what's him?
Do you think that's the guy that's also got interrogated?
What do you mean? What guy? The Down syndrome guy?
Yeah.
Whether he got what interrogated?
Yeah, in this episode, because there was a guy that he got arrested, didn't he? And he was questioned.
Yeah.
Do you think that's
But
the
then
same person?
From what, series 1?
Yeah, from the. Do you think they're the same people?
It is. Yeah, it is.
Do you, what is that like? What is it? Because I said that. I said
I
that.
think they got.
No, because
the
I
same
said
person.
that. I said that, and the rest of my
Do
family.
you think it is? It is the same guy.
No. I want to make this clear. I said that. I went. That's the same guy who kept that woman in the freezer, isn't it? And everyone else looked at me and went, "You sure?" Because I don't think it is. And I'm like, no, I'm pretty sure it is. Because that's what I thought. Because I felt like, because when they were doing that dramatic slow-mo pan of when he was getting the car when he was arrested, I felt like you wouldn't do that if it was just a random guy. It's gotta be that guy from.
But did they find? I can't remember. Did they find the woman's body? Is it still missing?
I think it's still technically missing because we saw it in series 5, I think, when they came round and they were like opened the freezer.
They never really found it for years and years.
Yeah. Because it's got all his.
That was one with Apes, wasn't it? In
yeah,
season
it was
1.
his first season because it's got all his dirty business.
Yeah, she had a throat slit, didn't she? They broke into the house.
Yeah. But anyway,
all the cases are like linked together. Let's get a bit of context into this for people that don't know. So basically, there's all these cases, and 8012 is the name of the group, and their role is about basically like corrupt police.
Yeah, anti-corruption.
Anti-corruption, and basically they're like just moles in the police force, and they've got to try and find out who they are. And there's a new case every single series. Every single series.
There's like one main case.
Yeah, they're all linked together, and you kind of like you ask loads of questions, but like every episode leads you on to like the next one. You want to know what happens next, and kind of like you understand the whole like the separate case for that series by the end of that series, but then it's still all the cases basically tie in with each other, and they're all linked together, and you have we've got to try not to spoil it for people that haven't seen it, but we'll spoil the episode that we've I don't know, it's kind of hard because I want to spoil it, but I don't want to spoil it.
It's fine. Basically there's somebody called H.
Steve Arnott and Kate.
Steve Arnott, Kate,
Hastings.
They're the 3 main characters, and they try and work out who's behind all of it, because there's clearly a small group of people who are behind all of it, and they're trying to find it's only one more, isn't it, really? They've only got to find one more.
Yeah, they said, because at the end of season 5, screw it, I'm going to spoil it. At the end of season 5, basically, they realise that Dot, who they eventually realise he was the caddy, which you do find out at the end of season 1. But, because remember, the guy says, best caddy I've ever had. And then they think the H is meant to be the guy behind it all, but then what they don't realise, H is Dot meant that in Morse code. So there's a video of Dot basically dead on the floor, and they look at it, and they just
no, it wasn't Morse code. It was because he blinked at H.
He
blinked at H, but the finger thing was meant to be 4, so there's 4 H's.
The finger was 4, but I'm saying what I'm saying was. He didn't say like H in Morse code. What I meant was like everyone thought it was just one H.
Yeah.
But
he blinked when it's
H is not. It's not like
H is not one person.
What they thought it was. Because they interviewed like Hastings and that, didn't they? Thinking it could have only been 8 people have like a surname beginning with H or whatever it was. So they went around them all, and everyone thought it was Hastings, and they kind of like built up for it to be Hastings, but it wasn't. It was actually Jill. And there's 4 basically people in it, H's or whatever it was. 4 people behind it all, and they found 3 of them. Obviously, Jill, and then you got Hargreaves,
and Dot,
and then you got Dot. They're the 3. Then there's the last one, which is basically what they're going to try and find out this season. We don't know if that's the last guy, and that's the one who basically ends up killing Hargreaves. He basically was set up, so he committed suicide with the shotgun. Same place with that black woman who was. Charlie, you
don't have to.
And slit her throat.
Charlie, no. I want to make something clear. I just want to make something clear. You don't.
Shut up.
Charlie, no. I will make this clear right now, because it's fucking serious. You don't have to point out the fact that she's black. Putting it out there. Just putting it out there.
No, I'm describing her.
You don't need to put it out there, though. You don't need to. You just all you had to say was woman, because I knew what you meant.
What? No,
I'm just saying.
The audience don't, do they?
Yeah, but what? And well, yeah, doesn't matter though.
What are you on about?
Doesn't matter. I'm just saying. You don't need to point that out.
No, she was pregnant, and then she had to.
Yeah,
and then
I know she was pregnant.
She had her throat slit.
Yeah. No.
Doesn't matter. It's describing her. Stop making a big thing of it.
She wasn't. She already had given birth after she died.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. She was pregnant. She had a baby, but then she had a throat slit the same place where Hargreaves had his
I know.
shotgun.
Anyway, but yeah, this series is just trying to find out who the fourth H is. We don't need to explain the full 5 series. It's fine.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm just saying we don't know.
Charlie, we've literally explained everything.
Shush! I'm trying to let them think. I thought at first there was the 4 people, and then there was one person behind like all 4 of them, and said like if you
that might be the case.
They all end up dying, don't they? And some of them actually got like Hargreaves got killed, and it was set up to be a suicide. So we thought it's either going to be the 4th guy is kind of like more powerful than the rest and can choose to kill him if they want to, and who's the one that puts the moles in. Because remember we saw the ginger girl who basically knifed Jill through the hand in the toilet at the end of season 5.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah. So they basically, I think they put like moles into the police and say if any of these people like Jill or Hargreaves like slip up or get caught out, kill them so they don't release any information, which is kind of what they're going at here with the previous 3 with Jill and Hargreaves. And so they're all dead, and now there's the last guy, which I think or girl
because that's what they did in the trailer, wasn't it? It was like, so you think there's still a 4th man out there, and it was like man or woman, and then it panned to Kate, and it's like, oh. Is it Kate? Oh.
It can't be Kate or Arnott or Hastings. It just can't be. Otherwise, the series won't work. So.
Is it?
Yeah, but think of it. Otherwise, if it was, then Dot would have like obviously recognised them and would have just been like, hello. He worked. Imagine
that.
It wouldn't have worked.
Imagine that. Wait, Kate, didn't I see you last week at the meet? And then Kate's just like, you mad?
Dot had a thing for Kate, didn't he? Like he actually like fancied her, and then obviously that's why he tried to save her when she got shot, and then he ended up getting stepping and killed himself.
Well, I don't know if that was just because he was trying to get close, so that way it would help.
No, he did have a thing for sure. He did
probably, but like I mean, in terms of like it was trying to get close to her, so that way it came to like trying to portray Steve as guilty. Like he'll be. I knew from the off, like obviously Arnott was done, but all we didn't know was how like bad like with Hastings. We didn't know as an audience whether Hastings was actually H or not. They tried to pan it as if he was, but then they kind of described in the end it was Jill all along who planted the 50k and all that. Also there was the scene, when he said, "What was his computer for? Why did you throw it away? Pornography." It was like Spider-Man: Homecoming. Like, what are you doing in here? It's like, I was watching porn.
Porn. In this episode though, season 6, episode 1, I didn't think it was the best episode I've ever seen because I didn't like the fact that they're basing this off, because what we usually get like the first scene of the first episode was basically setting up the murder and everything, which is what we get in previous seasons. Just there's the murder, and then the whole season's about that, and then introducing new characters. Like there's a new like main character who basically is in each season who ends up dying or
that is that woman, isn't it? I don't know her name, but that is it's her.
That is her woman. She plays in Harry Potter.
But also the most surprising thing that I found was that Kate doesn't.
She's a mole.
What? No, Kate doesn't work for AC12 anymore. Because I wasn't too sure to begin with if it was undercover or not. Because
I had to understand with the fact that I binged it, but I've got like take into account is it's like 2 years between each series, so obviously shit happens.
Yeah. But no,
she's left, doesn't she?
Yeah, so we went. To begin with, I wasn't too sure if she was undercover or not, because Kate was always the undercover person. She was always the one that went undercover. But they started using her real name and whatnot, and I was like, she can't be undercover, because why would they give her real name? And then we found out, she's not undercover.
Well, she's talking to someone. She's got something that she's hiding. So,
what makes you think that?
I think we'll find out more. Because the way they're filming it, you can just tell.
What do you mean? What?
She ain't just gonna. What do you mean? What about the woman who is in the new series? She's definitely just not like what she appears to be in the series so far. Like, obviously, she's definitely got something like.
Oh,
hiding
I
or
thought you
something.
meant Kate. I was like, what are you on about?
Not Kate. No.
Yeah,
Kate.
because I was just talking about Kate. That's why I was so confused. Right, okay, but yeah, she's there's
boring Kate.
Yeah, well, it's that bit where when they were driving up to try and go to that apartment, and then they stopped for that robbery. It was that bit where like it was a fraction of a second that she could have seen down that road, and that she was like, "There's a robbery," just because she saw a van. Well, I don't know what she saw, but it's just like.
What's been your favourite season so far?
I quite like season 3.
I like the Lindsay Lohan season. Season 2, I think. Was it?
Yeah. Well, she was also in season 3, but season 2 was when she was the main one. Yeah.
Yeah, before she got killed by Dot. Yeah.
Yeah. And
Spoilers.
Season 3. Yeah. This is what I mean, Charlie. But yeah. But yeah. Well, when this episode comes out, the second episode will be out later on that day. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes down.
You're not bringing this out today. You're bringing it out tomorrow.
Charlie, it's 9:30. We're recording this. It's coming out tomorrow.
Edit it out and slap it up and just release it.
Great. Yeah, at 11 o'clock. Can't wait
for
for
the old midnight.
You idiot.
But this is out
Anyway.
The views get the views
so let's move on to the final part of the podcast, because we've been recording for a long time now. But we are doing a tier list.
Well, we talked about some stuff we didn't think about we were going to talk about, but we did.
That is true. But we're doing
no regrets.
We are doing a tier list now to finish off.
Yeah.
We'll try and make it. We'll try and make it quick. We'll try and make it quick, but I can't promise you that. So can you see it, Charlie? Can you see it all?
Yes, I can.
Good. So the this week's tier list is famous film franchises. So these are all different franchises.
Quick question: why has the Transformers got the rainbow flag on it?
Charlie, don't ask me these questions. I didn't make this.
It's just wrong on so many levels.
I didn't ask this. LGBT, give him a break.
So Optimus Prime is just banging Bumblebee now.
What? Why have you got to make it weird?
Anyway, move on.
Why have you got to make it weird? Anyway,
move on.
Anyway, after Charlie.
Godfather. Oh my god, I can't believe the first one's The Godfather.
Shut up! Shut up!
I was about to see them.
I'm trying to speak. I'm trying to explain what this is. I'm trying to explain what this is.
What to start?
Anyway,
it's pretty obvious what it is, isn't it?
Yeah, well, shut up and let me explain. So we've got famous film franchises. We're going to rank them. Some of the majority of these I think we've seen. Some of them most likely not. They'll probably go in the bottom one. I don't know why there's 7. Let me delete the last 2. Don't worry about the fact that there's only different letters. S is the best. D is the worst. Anything else in between is alright.
I get the gist.
Cool. First one, like you said, Godfather.
Apparently it's some of the best film. Well, it's basically like the best trilogy.
Have you watched it
of all time? No, but I know
I
it's
haven't
that
watched
good,
it
so you can't really put it in D.
So we say B because we
We
haven't
can't put
watched
it in,
it.
yeah.
So we say B because we haven't watched it, but we
No,
know
but the thing
it's
is, it's yeah, but like it's not good. It's meant to be like brilliant. Like
Okay,
it
so
should
say
be
A
an
then.
S once we see it.
Okay,
Let's put it in A. Yeah,
let's put it in A.
Just because we haven't seen it.
Just because we haven't seen it, we'll put it in A. Marvel.
I will see it.
Marvel Studios. That's an S.
Yeah,
they've had
some
a couple.
films have been pretty crap, but overall,
they've had a couple of stinkers, but apart from that, yeah. John Wick. This is up there. I think this is an A. I think this is an A. John Wick's good.
Can't wait to do them. I can't wait for 4 and 5.
Yeah,
They're doing, I think, 5 films, aren't they?
Yeah. Walt Disney.
A.
Because it's very broad, though,
A.
isn't it? It says animation studio. This is very broad.
Yeah.
B.
Yeah, I mean you've got things
Top
like
of B.
Toy Story in there, haven't you?
Top of B. I don't know. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what
go
I
on
mean.
then.
Like Toy Story.
Yeah,
Toy Story is an S, but anyway. Harry Potter. I will admit this.
S.
I will admit this.
You haven't seen it, have
I
you?
haven't watched it. And a fun fact as well for people who don't know.
S.
No, that's fine. But
S.
for a fun fact quickly about Harry Potter. My dad did take me to see one of the Harry Potter films, but I slept through the entirety of it. If that
How old were you?
I don't know. I was quite young to be fair at the time, but yeah. The Spider-Man trilogy. This is a Sam Raimi.
Oh,
trilogy.
the first 2 are
Tobey
really good.
Maguire.
The third one let it down. Put it in A.
Okay.
Such a solid.
We'll put it in A. Night at the Museum. It was a bit of a quirky.
B.
It was a bit of a quirky one, yeah. The Hobbit.
S.
Okay.
Oh, is that count Lord of the Rings as well? By the way.
Well, no, because it's the Hobbit. It's literally just the Hobbit.
Yeah, I know, but Lord of the Rings is there. Okay. Hobbit in A then, not in S.
Okay, fine.
Lord of the Rings.
Resident Evil. D.
Never seen
I've
that.
never seen it, so D. Star Wars S.
Yeah,
We'll discredit.
I would put S, but the first 6, well, the prequels were okay. The episode 3 was solid. The sequel trilogy ruined Star Wars, and even the cast hated it.
The Force Awakens.
I would put it in S.
The Force Awakens was all right. The other two.
I would put it in S just because of some of the films.
We'll put it in S just because it is an iconic.
Empire Strikes Back, because the originals. We'll
put it in there because it's just an iconic.
Yeah, they're fixing it up. Mandalorian and that, but
Back to the Future.
I haven't seen that in years, but I've never seen all 3 of them. So
I'll say A, just because it's like The Godfather though, because I think we haven't watched them, but we know it's good. We know it's going to be good if we watch them.
Yeah,
I haven't watched them as well. But yeah, Narnia.
B.
I haven't watched them.
B. It's weird, but it's good.
Okay, fine. Toy Story. No, don't want to fucking hear anything else.
Mission Impossible.
Mission Impossible. A. Just because if it wasn't for number 2, that's an S. But James Bond.
S. Bond.
I'm kind of.
There's a couple of crap films, but it's just so many good films.
Okay, fine. X-Men. B.
I don't know.
But it's just everything.
The originals, yeah, but then when they brought it into like Apocalypse and stuff, when they went obviously after Days of Future Past, it was crap.
Everything beyond Days of Future Past is crap, except for Logan. Logan was good.
Yeah, but that's not X-Men, is it?
Well, it is. Logan is X-Men.
No, it's not. It's just Wolverine.
Yeah, no, but it is part
X-Men's
of.
it's part of them. Yeah, but like,
yeah, you know what I mean.
It's just however you take it.
B.
It's tough. There's like Logan and like Wolverine and the original X-Men 1, 2, and 3 were good.
Could you also argue Deadpool as well in that?
I don't know because.
Shall we go top of B?
Yeah, let's go top of B.
We will say this.
Oh, Meet the Fockers, and what a great trilogy.
This is jokes. This is a funny.
Have you seen all 3 of them?
I have seen all 3 of them. This is jokes. This is actually.
They are funny. I'll put it in A.
I'll put them in A. I'm happy to put them in A.
Yeah.
That is a good trilogy that you should watch. It's a funny trilogy that people should watch.
Yeah, 100%. It's really, really good.
Rocky. Haven't seen it.
You've never seen Rocky?
I've never seen Rocky. So
God's sake.
We're going on.
There's loads of films. Apparently, there's a new Rocky film apparently in the works as well. They've got I think they have Rocky 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then they have Rocky Balboa. And then they had the 2 Creed films. And then they've got a new Rocky film in the works, and they've also got more Creed films in the works. So that's the thing, because they're all solid films, but Rocky Balboa was crap. I'll put it in A.
Okay, fine. The Dark Knight trilogy.
S. Don't even at me. The best thing ever made on television. Lord of the Rings. S.
Are we just gonna brush off the part where you said the best thing made on television for a film franchise? Anyway, Lord of the Rings. S. Yeah, fine.
Yeah, but television. I meant like it's TV. You watch it on TV.
No, you don't.
It's the best thing.
When I watch a film, I go to the cinema to watch it.
What? So you don't watch films on your TV at home?
No, I don't. I watch it on my PC monitor.
Okay then.
The Hangover Trilogy.
Oh, I love the Hangover Trilogy. Have you ever seen it?
I have not seen it. I will.
I know
I did see it.
If you're into comedy, it's.
I know
brilliant.
I did see it. A.
Yeah, A. There's going to be a lot of A's in this.
Kung Fu Panda.
B.
Yeah. I like the first one. Second one was meh. I haven't seen the third one.
Really?
Nightmare on Elm Street. I haven't watched it.
Oh yeah, that's like Freddy Krueger and that.
I'll go C.
Yeah, go C. Just fill that gap,
The Mummy. See, the issue with this is I don't know if it's the original Mummy trilogy,
or if it's
Tom
Cruise
one.
Let's just take it as all 4 of them.
Okay, so the first one was good.
Even though they've got nothing related. The original three, first one was good, second one was it's not as good, but it's still decent.
Well, the CGI was awful. The third one was alright. I'd say if I had to go in order of which one was better, it was the first. It would go first, third, two. To be fair,
they were good films, but it's just, bottom of B. That's
The Hunger Games.
I would put it in A. Yeah.
I don't know what this is.
Rush Hour.
Oh,
Jackie Chan.
No idea.
Rush Hour. I haven't seen them in years, but they were solid films. I think there's 3 of them out, and I think they're going to make another one. But I'll put it in B.
Okay, fine.
Yeah, B.
Rambo.
Sylvester Stallone as well, like Rocky. Have you seen Rambo?
Nope.
I've seen the first one. I haven't seen the second, third, fourth, or the new one they brought out, whatever it was. Rocky, blah, 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 I can't remember.
Well, so not
Rocky, Rambo.
So
let's go.
Just because you haven't seen it.
Yeah, let's go C. But it is goated though. But just because I haven't seen it all, yeah.
Yeah.
A couple of them are crap though. To be fair.
Godzilla. Oh, sorry. Wait, we have to say it's the guy says it. Godzilla.
Godzilla. Are we taking this as in just a big monster franchise or just Godzilla?
Just Godzilla.
Are we talking Kong?
Just Godzilla.
I think we should take it as Kong and all that as well.
Okay.
Kong's not in this, is he? Well, it makes sense, doesn't it? Kong's not in this.
Yeah, because he's only had one film in this flipping thing.
So 2 films doesn't make a franchise.
Whatever.
It's called the Big Monster franchise. Let's just call that because he's the heart of it all. Let's put it in top of B, bottom of A.
I'll go B.
Okay.
Die Hard.
Oh, Die Hard. I would put it in top of B. Original 2 were great. After that, it went downhill.
Quick question as well. Is the first
Die Hard one a Christmas movie? No.
Good. Glad we agree.
No, it is freaking not. I don't care if it happens around Christmas time. Santa doesn't appear, does he? So no, it's not.
Aliens.
Alien. Is Predator in this anywhere?
No.
Right.
Is Predator? Oh, I don't know. But I've seen the first 2. They were good. The third one was trash, apparently. I'll go A just because it's an iconic.
It's iconic, yeah.
So I think that's fair.
In Predator, on that side of the recent Predator was great. Twilight. I've actually seen all the Twilights. Have you?
No,
I'll put it in. I'll put it in C. It wasn't that bad.
I haven't seen it. Sharknado.
It's very cringy though. Oh my god, D.
I've never seen it, but sure.
It's so bad. The CGI on it is crap.
Oh, great. Transformers.
No, you can't put it there. It got stupid. I would put it in B just because there's some solid films. I'm putting it
bottom B then.
But they're good. Apparently they're trying to resurrect it because it got a bit stupid. Michael Bay went over the top.
I'll put it in B just because.
Ark and the Moon was one of the best films I've ever seen.
It was so long though, bro.
It's so long. So bloody Lord of the Rings. What are you on about?
But it wasn't like. But if it wasn't like. There were parts where it felt like, oh yeah, it's going to end soon. It was just constant, like, Transformers: Dark of the Moon was like,
Transformers was solid, but Fallen was crap.
I feel like it's going to be near the end soon.
First,
I'm only halfway.
Bumblebee, no,
but I was about to say Bumblebee was good as well. Actually, Bumblebee was quite a good film.
I don't know what they're doing with it now. Apparently, they're making more. Dragon, How to Train Your Dragon in it.
The first one was good.
I liked it. I'll put it in B. I've seen 2. I've got 2 and 3.
I haven't seen 2 or 3, but I like.
Actually, no. You could for an animation. I would put it in A, but just because of what I've seen in A, I would probably leave it in B.
Yeah, but, we're talking How to Train Your Dragon against bloody Hobbit, or the Spider-Man trilogy.
Yeah,
it's not like Star Trek.
Or John Wick. Star Trek. I've seen part of one Star Trek film. Haven't seen them all. I've never seen all of them.
See, just because you haven't seen.
Have you seen? Okay, yeah.
I think I've seen Into Darkness. That's it.
I never really been motivated to watch Star Trek.
Yeah,
it wasn't really my thing.
It's always been a B-tech Star Wars anyway.
Yeah, they brought that new series in Picard, didn't they? Because from the X-Men guy. What's his name? What's his name again? What's his real name?
Patrick Stewart.
Sir Patrick Stewart.
So bad you don't know that. Shrek.
You really don't know that. He's in it. Or do you mean his name?
Yeah, I mean the fact that you don't know his name.
Well, I said
Shrek.
Pat.
Shrek.
Shrek. Yeah, go on then.
Just for the memes. Just for the memes and everything.
Shrek.
The Matrix.
I've seen the first one. I
The first
saw
one
that
was
quite
good.
recently.
The first
I
one
haven't
was
seen the other
good.
two.
The
I haven't
first
seen.
The first one was good. The second one was alright.
What are we doing then?
I'd say A.
Have you seen all three of them?
I haven't seen the third one, but I'd say A.
Yeah, I would
Just-
put it in B
just
just because I haven't seen the other two yet.
I'd say A.
They're
just
making a
because-
fourth one actually.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, I know that. I would say A just because, again, like with everything else in that, it's iconic.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like many films tried to not replicate, but like try and like, I don't know what the word is, but like they tried to mimic what the first Matrix film was like. Avatar. Well, there's only been one.
But we know they've already like finished filming like two of them.
Yeah,
Because
we already
apparently
know
the
they've filmed both.
guy, what's his name? Who's the one who's filming it all?
James
I can't
Cameron.
remember. Yeah, I was about to say James Cameron. He's
Oh, were you?
swear my life I was.
Yeah, okay.
He apparently he's basically doing this all underwater stuff. But the reason why it's going to take him like 12 years to bring out even just the second film is because it took him like 10 years to film the first one. But what he's doing is he's going to make apparently like change how filming like films are made in the future. It's going to be so like futuristic or something. He blabbed on about using technology that's never been used before to make a film or something. But they actually recently took their record back from Endgame because they re-released
I was about to
it.
say that. Yeah, they re-released it back in China, so that's now the
Marvel
That's
actually
not congratulate them. didn't
shook
they?
their hand and was like, yeah, congratulations, mate, you
Yeah.
twats. That's
Yeah. But I think I saw a tweet. I don't know if it was James Gunn that did it or not, but it was somebody, and he was like,
what
But
the
either-
hell's the next one? Is
either
that
way-
Daniel Craig?
either
behind
way,
Marvel?
I'm trying to explain something, Charlie. But I remember James Gunn tweeted like, either way, Zoe Saldana's going to win, so it's fine because she's in Avatar as well. But where are we putting Avatar?
I would put it in A.
Yeah, fine.
I love the film, but it's just there's only one.
There's only
film
one.
now, so
Yeah,
we're based
but
on several franchises.
we can only base it on one. I have no idea what this is. We'll just put it in D. I don't know what it is.
Batman, Captain America, and James Bond. What a trilogy.
Maybe it's all three of them in one film. Who knows?
Yeah.
Friday the 13th.
C.
Yeah, fine. Never seen it. Men in Black.
B.
Yeah, I'd say
The
B.
three were actually solid, but the new one they brought out was a bit crap.
Yeah, it was so obvious what the fucking plot was. The Fast and the Furious.
A.
Okay, fine. I've never seen any of them, so.
You've never seen? Oh, mate. You need to.
No, well, I don't need to because all it is bloody unrealistic logic with cars.
Yeah, but it does do that. But the first couple aren't though. They're literally just racing, and then it got really ridiculous. But it is still really. It's an action film, isn't it? So it's going to get stupid. But the first lot are literally purely just racing.
Jesus Christ, it's Jason Bourne.
Goated. S or A. I'll probably put it in A, but it's
Probably
such
A. Probably
a
A.
good
Just because looking at S.
such a good franchise.
Bar Shrek. Everything else is iconic. Well, Shrek is iconic, but for different reasons.
Yeah, I mean, like, don't get me wrong, like you've got like Kung Fu Panda's iconic, but there's a reason it's in B.
Yeah. The Terminator.
I've never seen them.
Okay.
My brother's seen them all. I keep
second
saying
one-
we've got all the films. My brother bought my dad the films, but
The second one is definitely the best.
yeah,
The last
Judgment Day.
two are pretty shit. I'd say A.
Have you seen the one that's just come out? It's called Dark Fate or something.
Yeah, that's what I mean. The last two are shit.
Yeah, Genesis and Dark Fate. Well, apparently Dark Fate just is it the one that's Dark Fate that they say like 3 and 4 they just pretend that never happened and it's just
Probably,
based
yeah,
after
probably.
2 or
Yeah,
something.
I think so. But anyway,
I'm gonna watch that.
yeah, I'd say A just again because of the iconicness of it. But there are definitely a couple of stinkers in there.
That's bollocks, mate. Narnia's iconic. It's in B.
I've never seen it. Mad Max.
Is this? That's probably the old one though, isn't it? Not the new one with.
Well,
Tom
it
Hardy.
will also include the new one, I'm assuming as well. Fury Road.
It's B. Fury Road
Yeah.
was a solid film, but yeah.
Ice Age.
Noted.
It is actually good. I would say A.
Yeah. A.
I'd say it's a solid A. Underworld.
Never seen it.
Never seen it as well. Monsterverse. I don't know if that's.
Oh, that's Godzilla. That'll be in it.
Fuck's sake, Charlie. Well, then what's that then? Are we saying that? Well, we have to put that in where Godzilla is then.
Do you know what we've forgotten to do in this episode? Talk about the Suicide Squad trailer.
Oh my god! Whatever. We've done enough already. We've talked about more better stuff anyway.
But did you see in it quickly, just 10 seconds?
Go on.
You know, like obviously Idris Elba's in it.
Yeah.
You know, did you see Have you seen the film Pacific Rim, which is basically MonsterVerse,
Yes.
but it's not with Godzilla? Did you see like the thing you said? They said the kaiju, and then because Idris Elba's like plays in Pacific Rim, and obviously kaiju was the big old baddies. I thought that was quite cool. They did that. They always do that with films. But anyway, yeah, it's a solid trailer. End of story. Well done. Go watch it.
Okay.
MonsterVerse.
MonsterVerse.
B,
Well, we have to
no,
put it in B.
A.
Well, you base Godzilla off everything. That's why I'm putting it in B.
Yeah, but now because MonsterVerse is there, because it doesn't really give us much. If we base the MonsterVerse off, obviously,
Your logic makes.
I don't get why. No, it doesn't.
Yes,
Because
it does.
we
No,
thought
it
Godzilla
does.
is everything.
Well, no, it does because
No, but
it makes fucking
I
sense.
thought I
Because I'll
based
tell you why,
Godzilla off the
because you-
MonsterVerse, but
There
now
you
there is a
go.
MonsterVerse. We just don't like demote Godzilla because it's just one film.
Well, if we demote Godzilla, well, it's two. But if we demote Godzilla, then we technically should be doing that.
Yeah, but
Because if you're telling me the MonsterVerse is on the same level as Back to the Future, The Matrix,
yeah,
Alien, no.
It's so hard.
Or we just put them both at B.
I love Kong. Yeah,
Or we just put
I
them
don't get
both
why
at
I don't know why they put Godzilla and then MonsterVerse because
I don't know.
Is
I don't know.
Godzilla.
I don't know, Charlie.
Stupid.
Okay, anyway.
I should put it in there. I would put it in A,
Oceans.
but I want to wait until the new one comes out.
Oceans.
I know.
It's
Is it
coming.
out?
No, it's not out yet. It's coming out.
No, it's not out yet.
later next week.
31st. 31st.
Yeah.
That'll be for the next episode review.
Yes.
What's this one now?
Oceans 11. Well, it's just the Oceans.
A. Have you seen them?
I haven't seen them though.
No, you should. You haven't seen a lot of shit, have you?
Alvin and the Chipmunks. I've seen this.
I have not seen that.
I've seen 1, 2, and 3. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. This is with Megan Fox.
Did you hear the guy who played was it Ralph, well, the red one? What's his name? He said it was the worst experience he's ever had on like filming on set because he just left it up. I know you should look it up. It's well funny. But actually the movies, there's original 3. Got 2 and I've seen 2 of them. There's the original 3 which were like pretty good, but the 2 new ones they're pretty decent. I'll probably put it in B or C. Take your pick.
I mean, I haven't seen them, so I don't know.
Put it in B then. They're solid. They're
What?
alright.
Okay.
I mean, right. You said you haven't seen them, so I'm just going to tell you.
Okay, whatever. Cars. B.
A. Yeah.
Same as I
It's
say.
lightning.
Actually, no, I quite enjoyed number 2. Actually, so yeah, okay, fine. DC.
Oh, it's hard, isn't it? Because there's been some really stinkers, but there's also been some really good films, and the Snyder Cut has really boosted. I'll put it in A just because of the Snyder Cut.
No, I'm gonna say B.
Really?
Yeah, I'll put it up B, but like, oh crap, I'll put it up in B.
Yeah, just leave it there.
Okay, Planet of the Apes. Well, this is just like.
I think when
that
more stuff
trilogy.
comes out from DC, it will go up.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah.
Planet of the Apes. Well, this is just Planet
That's
of
just
the
the
Apes.
DC. We just counting that as the DCEU, not like
Yeah.
outside films. Because Dark Knight is obviously something separate. But
No, yeah.
DCEU wise,
DCEU,
yeah,
yeah.
it really needs some fixing.
Yeah.
Planet of the Apes trilogy. Well, they had an original one, didn't they, with Mark Wahlberg? But the Planet of the Apes trilogy.
That was weird. That one.
Yeah, that was weird. They had is it James Franco? Is it James Franco?
Yes,
he was in the first
Yeah,
one. Yeah, second one was that other lot. I would the first yeah, actually it was a really solid trilogy.
I remember the trailer for this as well. Actually,
I would put it in A. It was like, yeah, I would put it in A. I
the
think they were really
trailer
good.
the trailer was interesting because it was like there was the ape, and it was just 2 guys, and the ape picked up the gun and then it shot one of them,
Yeah.
and then yeah, it was.
Is it me or is it like Woody Harrelson and Samuel Jackson is in like every franchise?
Yeah, most likely, yeah.
It's just in everything. But
Jurassic Park.
A.
Yeah, fair. Finding Nemo.
S.
This is difficult.
It's just Finding Nemo and Finding Dory. It's not a franchise, is it?
Yeah, but
So-
I've never seen Finding Dory, but I don't want to see Finding Dory.
Finding
because
Dory's
I
not
know-
as
because I
Finding
know
Dory's
it
not
would-
as good as Nemo.
I'd say
It's
A.
not-
I'd say A.
I actually watched Finding Dory. It's actually a good film, but it's not as good as Nemo.
I'd say A, just because I think Toy Story is
Yeah.
the elite one. I don't know why it's here, but
Pokemon.
Pokemon.
Pokemon, well, it's just loads of series in
I-
it on the kids' TV.
Oh,
I loved Pokemon as a
D,
kid. No, I wouldn't.
D.
No, don't put it there. Don't put it there. Put it
no, but
Come
this
on.
is as a
Give us
film fan. Charlie, this is
Hey,
as a free...
did you download Pokemon Go at some point in your life?
No,
Bullshit. So
it's not bullshit. It's the truth. I didn't
Okay,
give a
fair
damn
enough.
about it.
And you didn't live through 2016. No, but anyway,
I did, Charlie. Thank you very much.
actual,
I live through the bloody Euros. Thank you very much. Don't chat to me. Pirates of the
we are
Caribbean.
flicking Pokeballs at crap, but
Pirates of the Caribbean or Pirates of the Caribbean.
you can't keep Pokemon in D. It was definitely a
Alright,
silver
fine.
D, but anyway, Pirates of
But
the Caribbean. It was just it was my childhood.
bearing in mind this is a famous film franchise. Why the fuck are
There
we
are
basing it off
films
the
of
game?
Pokemon. There are films.
Yeah, I know, but we're not basing it off the films. We're basing it off the game and the stuff and the cards.
No, we're not. I'm basing it off the series that I watched when I was
Bullshit.
8 years old.
Series?
Loved
That's
it.
a TV series. Don't chat shit to me. We're putting it back in D.
Well,
Pirates
I
of the
say just,
Caribbean.
or not I say,
Pirates
but
of the
like
Caribbean.
fucking,
Pirates of the Caribbean.
there's loads of things.
Pirates
that are
of the
franchises.
fucking Caribbean, Charlie. Where are we fucking putting
Fuck
it?
out, yeah. Bloody fucking advertise, not franchises. It's one film. No joke. Pirates of the Caribbean. Let's
But it's
go
a
with
film, Charlie. That's the clue. That's the clue. There, it's a film. Pokemon is not a film.
We put it in A because it has a massive A on it.
Yeah, exactly. It starts with an A. That's why. Indiana Jones.
Ah, B. Proper
Just
B,
just
though.
for that radioactive fridge.
The fourth one was stupid, and,
Yeah,
but they're making a new one, aren't we? But I mean,
I don't know how that's gonna work.
with Harrison Ford being like 80 something
Yeah,
years
that's what
old,
I mean.
what's he gonna do? Fucking throw
It's,
his
gonna,
walking stick?
it's just going to be in the radioactive fridge for 2 hours.
Pow.
Madagascar.
A.
A.
Yeah.
And finally, Despicable Me.
A.
Right, there we go. That's
Well
it,
done.
it
Say
is.
goodbye, man.
Yeah, we got to end this, bro. This has been such a long episode, bro.
Yeah. But do let us know if you want to change, if you would change anything. What is your favourite
Yes.
franchise of all time? We would love to know if you actually bothered to comment for the first time. But yes.
Wow, calling out. You're calling
so
out
yeah,
our
like-
fans, Charlie. What the fuck?
Sort yourselves out, people. No, I'm joking.
But let us know what you would change. Probably a couple of things, just like Star Trek or Twilight.
if any like
franchise.
franchise have actually been missed, I'm sure there are. But
Yeah, or can anyone explain to me what the hell this is meant to be?
yeah, I'm gonna say like, what have they done there? Just some other universe. Just
Yeah, they made one themselves. They got bored and were like, yeah, here's one. But I think next week we should do a quiz. I think we should go back to doing a quiz next week, Charlie. Those were fun.
yeah.
We'll think of one. We'll think of one. But anyway, that is gonna be the end of the podcast. Sorry for not talking about the Suicide Squad trailer, but I'm not gonna lie, I didn't really like it, so it's fine. But yeah,
You didn't really like it.
bro, what the hell was that starfish all about? What's that massive starfish all about?
It's a kaiju. No, it's gonna be really good. Trust me. It's gonna.
I don't know,
It's
I
part of
don't
the
know.
process to fix
I
DCU.
don't know.
But we'll see how it goes. It's just a
That's
trailer.
going to be a long process. I can tell you that much.
No, that's in your eyes. But if it does the money, because that's the problem with it so far, is
Yeah, they don't
profit-wise,
do they?
people actually liking the film.
But if there's a
yes,
Charlie,
no.
but Charlie, if there's a 1% chance he's an enemy, then we have to take it as an absolute
Absolute.
But yeah, anyway,
What an excuse to go and kill a human being who's saving the planet.
he's not a human being, Charlie.
He's Clark Kent. He's human.
He's-
So
This-
Clark Kent.
Okay. Anyway,
Kal-El, or whatever. Fucking name it.
Kal-El,
Kal-El,
no.
Clark Kent, fucking too many
Superman!
not many syllables. They just kept it really low syllable, didn't they? Kal-El or Clark Kent. Just simple 2 syllables. Thank you very much.
And then yeah, so it's funny enough, the superhero name of Superman is the longest one to say. Interesting.
You're taking a piss.
They might as well just call him Clark Kent from now on. He should
might
have a
as
C
well.
instead of an S.
Clarky, get over it. Sort me out.
Clarkson.
Mate, that's
That'd be
brilliant.
funny.
James May, Clarkson.
Oh, cock.
Bollocks.
Anyway, that's where we're going to end the podcast, ladies and gentlemen. If you did enjoy the episode, leave a like, subscribe down below, and hit the notification bell so you know when the episode goes live. I've been Joe.
I have been Charlie.
And we'll see you in the next episode. Take care, everyone.
In a bit, guys.
Fuck.
That
That is long. We've been going for an hour.